I recently went on 2 different safaris with Panthera photo safaris. Both safaris had 2 different photo guides who are essentially polar opposites. This adds so much value to a safari, making it resemble a Jane Goodall dream. If you ever get the chance to go on a safari with 2 such photo guides, be sure to take the opportunity. This video will focus on Jane Goodall's hope of educating people about wildlife and the role in it, since April 3rd was the first Jane Goodall Day. All companies around the world, such as Microsoft and Amazon, implement changes to their process. This is common for growth. India's tiger reserves implemented a couple new rules to their safaris. One is the banning of cell phones. This changes too much for a short video, so I will not discuss it. They also implemented a 100-meter time distance requirement that is the worst implementation imaginable. This is not an opinion, but a fact. The rule had no thought whatsoever put into it. Jane Goodall's dream is to change how we see animals, as well as take responsibility by acting on what we see to improve human-animal cohabitation. I was sitting in the Jeep, or Gypsy, with one of the photo guides, and he commented on riskiness of the situation we were in the midst of. I disagreed with him and convinced him that it was not so risky, but normal. Later that evening, I reflected on the situation. Who are safaris for? How close is too close to an animal? India's tiger safaris are like none other than I have ever experienced. I learned where scary movie themes come from on this particular safari. I was in multiple situations where the 100-meter time distance was unfair, unregulated, and in fact, a poor rule and situation for animals, especially tigers. We all want to see special sightings. It is human nature. It is not always for social media. Unfortunately, human nature and social media take these special situations to a whole new level, which is often bad. What is the difference between these scenes? The answer will surprise you. I will use this to discuss why the 100-meter time distance rule is heavily flawed. While I won't be discussing the banning of cell phones, I may include some discussion by mentioning a couple of points, including cell phone usage. Notice how the cars are facing in both directions. In this case, the tiger is in excess of 400 meters away. I don't really have a photo possibility. It would be nice if the cars move so I can have a decent photo, just like them. Is this what the 100-meter time distance was supposed to address? Imagine, the tiger is next to you. Is the rule to give the animal space so as to reduce its stress? We know that answer is no. Who are safaris for? The answer is both. All the people and all the animals. We need to emphasize all the people to cover both the locals and the guests. Since the world is progressing and the population growing, we need a suitable lifestyle for animal-human cohabitation. Returning to the scene where I had no photo opportunity, we need to put down our cameras and enjoy what our planet is offering us. It wasn't resentful. And in this case, with such a large gap between us and the tigers, we were not putting the animals under any stress. However, moving vehicles every few minutes because of a rule could add significant stress to the animal. Forcing the driver and the naturalist to make a decision is unfair and unethical to them, which also causes them undue stress. Making vehicles travel in a single direction will permit movement, but adds another level of complexity to the rules. Our driver and naturalist followed the rule and moved while most vehicles remained in place. We missed the sighting, or did we? That depends on your point of view. We see the tiger sleeping, or an occasional yawn. But there is more going on elsewhere on the reserve, much more. We will not always get the photo, so we need to be content with experiencing an amazing opportunity with wildlife in their natural habitat. Like humans, animals have different personalities. The naturalists are aware of this, and although they remember and share this information, we and they forget its significance at times and what our presence means to the animal. Our naturalists followed time-distant rules, but also tried to please us. We all thought what we were doing was acceptable because in other situations, it's not an issue. Yes, we forgot. Put another way, we hurt our friends at times because we forget to do something we should not do without realizing it until afterward. My Jeep had 2 people who live with wildlife daily. There was no one to please in the Jeep. For them, it was learning and understanding more than a photo. It took them a few minutes of moving the Jeep due to the time rule to realize what we were doing is unhealthy for the tiger. Yes, mistakes or errors are part of learning. Seeing this on social media after the fact makes it easy to judge. The reality is, judging is immoral and a wrong, hurtful trait, even though it is common. We all learn something from the experience. We can see how close we are and how few cars there are. This suggests implementing a time-distance rule is more harmful to the wildlife than it is good. It shows another example of more thought is necessary for the reserve's consideration. These 2 scenes look similar. The difference is one is inside of the park, and the other is outside the park. An issue is, if the tiger felt threatened and attacked, we would be at its mercy, since we blocked ourselves in from exiting. While this did not happen, it is a possibility of presenting ideas for scary. Jane Goodall's dream is to change how we see animals, as well as take responsibility by acting on what we see to improve human-animal cohabitation. Hopefully this video helps highlight issues we can improve upon as we grow closer and closer to each other. Wildlife conservation focuses on protecting animal and plant species as well as their habitats. Wildlife is integral in providing balance and stability to our planet's ecosystems. Wildlife conservation ensures the survival of many plant and animal species. Moreover, it functions as a means to educate us on living sustainably with other species, that is, a animal-human cohabitation. I am by no means an expert in wildlife or photography, but like you, I can make a difference. This same trip started this discussion regarding elephant usage on the tiger reserve. Riding and baiting elephants for tourists goes against wildlife conservation. It does not protect the animal, nor does it teach us about elephants. Should workers ride elephants in tiger reserves? The answer is not a simple yes or no. There are many good and valid reasons for using elephants on tiger reserves. However, we can find negative reasons for this practice as well. Does this mean we are in an impasse or making a wrong choice in using them? The honest answer is we need to go back to the definition of wildlife conservation. I think the answer is that the benefits of using elephants outweighs the negative. Remember, though, your opinion matters, and this is how we provide balance and stability for
this one's coming right here.
Planet.
My reflection still there. The marquees, they are